Hey everybody, my name's Aaron Bach. I am the host of Journals Out Loud, the show that you are currently watching. On this episode, we are talking about sibling conflict. We're talking about your questions, answering all your queries regarding sibling conflict. If you have questions of your own, pop them down in the comments below. We will get to them next time. In the meantime, here is the panel. Abigail.
Hello. Hi.
Danya.
Hi guys, Danya Duchess. Make sure you guys check out and tell all your friends to tune in.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Plug us. August.
Hey guys, what's up? It's August.
Hey, it's Stella.
Wow, initiative, taking initiative. I didn't even say your names. Perfect.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm down for that. And what else I'm down for are these questions, which we are going to talk about now. Smooth transitions. That's our specialty here. My brother is such a dickhead to me. He calls me ugly and makes fun of my acne. Every time I mess up, for instance, drop a glass, he'll say I'm a screw up. Whenever I say something dumb, he'll go around telling my other siblings so they can all laugh at me. I never make fun of him. I don't know what to do. I think because I'm the youngest, he thinks he has authority over me. Is this a familiar sounding situation to anybody here?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I have two lovely older siblings. They're Irish twins, and they're 26 and 25 now. But when I was in high school, they were in the same grade, and I skipped a grade. So I was a freshman. They were sophomores, and they were my bullies in high school.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
How'd you deal with that?
I unfortunately I kind of just sucked it up, and then eventually I got to the point where I was like, yo guys, like, you're hurting my feelings. Like, this is actually like hurting me every day. Every time that you do this, every time that you make fun of me, every time that I feel small, like, I don't understand why you're doing it. And like,
Did they stop?
No. I wish. Siblings are hard because they think that you're gonna love them no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
That's like how I am with my sister. The same instance. When I was growing up, she was my bully. But when we got older, she thought we were just gonna be cool and friends, and I was like, "Nah, chick, that's not how this works. I don't like you, but we're working on it."
That's good.
Well, I have 10 brothers and sisters, and
oh my god,
I haven't experienced that. I don't know, like,
Really?
yeah, but also I feel like our parents were really strict about stuff like that. Like, if they were mean. Like, if we were mean to each other at some point, it was kind of like, no, you can't talk to your sister like that. Like, even if she's younger, it's like you still have to have respect for her. You know what I mean? So I personally never had to deal with, like, an older sibling being, like, a bully. You argue, of course, your siblings.
Mhm.
But I haven't had to deal with that, really.
Yeah. I have 3 half sisters, and they're all older than me. And I haven't had to deal with, like, bullying like that. But now we have this kind of system where we have, like, a contract that we have written up about, like, what, like, like, makes each other upset or, like, things like that. And, like, we owe each other money.
I love that.
At this point, like, it's gotten to that point where we're like, oh, you said this at this, like, family reunion, you owe me, like, $5,
I
you know?
I like that.
I like that too.
Exactly.
That's a good way to do
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So why do siblings act this way? Why do we just do each
Because
other?
they're dickhead.
I mean, I think it's a power play. I mean, on all terms, wow. When you think about it, shit rolls downhill, right? So they're in trouble. They think, okay, I'm in trouble. I feel bad about myself. Now, who's the next person? And that's just kind of the way it went. If you get it bad enough, you decide, hey, I'm going to be the dam, and I'm not going to do that to my siblings beneath me. And the relation's going to be different between me and my little sisters. And I'm one of 7. So, like, that's kind of how I handled it. Was like, I'm going to treat my little sisters great, and now I have a great relationship with them.
Yeah,
Type
I also
situation.
think siblings argue naturally just because you're
Yeah.
spending so much time together. Like, especially if you share a room. I don't even know if you share a room, but you're in the same household all the time. Like, you leave for a few hours to go to school, and then you come back, or you have after school activities, but then you're always coming back to this house with that same person in it that you just constantly have to be around. So
Yeah.
imagine being around someone that's not a sibling. Like, come on.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot.
No,
Yeah.
it's
It's a
fair.
lot for
And
everyone.
sure.
That's a great point, right? Like, being in close quarters can
Yeah.
totally screw with people, even if they love each other, right?
sure.
Absolutely. And
True, but I didn't even grow up with my sister.
Oh.
Really?
I was like, girl, what'd I do to you? I come for summer
She's a
and
hater.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just know how I dealt with this. Not that, like, my young sister was my tormentor just as much as I was her tormentor. So it went back and forth. But, like, now we are super great. We love each other. It's a great relationship that we have. But, like, it got way better when I moved out.
Right.
Yeah.
When I went
Yeah.
to college, and then after when I moved out for real,
For
like,
sure.
that really, it
Yeah.
helped so much. So This is a person who's writing in with kind of a sort of a similar situation. My older sister is very codependent on me. I love her, but she's very naive and always needs my help or opinion on things. She constantly interrupts me, and I find that I can never get things done when we're at home together. She vents to me a lot, and I never know how to help because she's 21 and I'm 16. I'm getting sick of it. Am I wrong to feel this way? And do you have any tips on how to deal with it? Like, this seems like siblings that they don't hate each other. They seem to overall kind of get along,
Yeah.
but it's that proximity, right? So
This
let's get on this.
So real, like and
Yeah.
the age too. Like one of my older sisters, who I'm like best friends with. She was 22 when I was 16, and she would always come and ask me for advice. And she actually explained it best to me, where she just said that she feels like I had a different outlook on life than she did, maybe because of the age range and because I hadn't experienced a lot of the things that she experienced. So her going to talk to someone that would probably just say, like, if she went to talk to other friends that were all 22 and all went through the same thing, they would all probably have a similar advice to give to her. But her coming to me, where I hadn't experienced it yet, and I can kind of give a fresh outlook or perspective on giving her advice, that's why she always came to me. And personally, I was okay with it because I was like, oh, wow, like she trusts me, like she values my opinion. So I think you being 16, don't look at it as an age thing, but just look at it like your sister respects you and she values your opinion, and that's why she's always coming to you instead of going to other people, because she appreciates your advice.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
The appreciation.
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
like, that's really nice
That's a
that
good
she trusts
thing.
you,
Yeah.
even being like early 20s when she just probably wants to wild out.
For sure.
She's trusting you to talk to you
Talk
and
to you,
build that
yeah.
relationship. So I would see it more as building a relationship than, oh my gosh, she's so annoying. But
Right.
it's
Well,
okay to set up those boundaries.
That is it. Yeah, exactly. The boundaries start.
Yeah.
So like my older sister and I were super close now, and we talk and we ask opinions, but that doesn't mean I need to take care of her. And
True.
so
Yeah.
there's the difference. I'm not her parent and she's not mine. We're both adults. You guys are not adults yet, but you're well on your way to becoming an adult. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed with the amount of pressure that your sister puts on you, then you have to be like, hey, you know what? Like, I love you and this is my advice, but like you can't live your life through like
Yeah.
I
You
You
can't
gotta
live your
get,
life
you gotta
through
just
me.
give me
Yeah.
boundaries. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
set up a
exactly.
time. Like if you're saying like every time she comes over, she interrupts you and you can't get things done. Like when that happens, just be like, hey, unless she's crying. Like if she's crying, do not shut her down. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
somebody expressing their feelings.
Yeah.
But if she's coming over just to like chat it up, be like, hey, can you come over at 7 when I'm done cleaning my house or doing
what
whatever I
if
have to
she's
do at
crying
6?
every time? Like what if every
I
time
mean,
you're
if
like
every
doing
time
something?
she's coming and she's crying to you and like genuinely like, my personal opinion would be that she should probably see a therapist.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
there's
she needs
somebody
someone
Or
else that
have
she needs to
other
talk to.
friends. she
Right.
can talk
But
to.
what if she doesn't?
That's sad. We're not going there.
I mean, but that's still a good point, right? Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like both of the things you just said are actually really important.
Mhm.
What if there is no other person? But then
Yeah.
also, is it really your responsibility?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Family is important. Friends are important. Relationships like this are important. But it ultimately boils down to you primarily making sure that you are okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's great if you can take the time. It's important if you can take the time to help your sibling, to help people in your family, but you need to make sure that you have the capacity to do so.
Very
Yes,
true.
for sure.
So if you can't, that's okay, but you got to figure out the next step, right? Like, do you need to get a parent involved maybe? Do you need to say,
Yeah.
listen, this is what I need to stay sane, and this is also what your other child needs, and I cannot be the person.
Exactly. There's like this little saying that I've just kind of discovered, and it's an interesting because it's kind of a double-edged sword, but you have to be selfish enough so you can be selfless.
There
It's
you go.
like
Perfect.
this, like
Yeah.
you have to take care of yourself just enough so that you can help other people. But if you just help other people, then you'll have nothing left and you won't be able to help anyone.
I always say that being
That's
selfish
good.
is not a negative thing
No.
at all.
Yeah.
There's
No.
nothing wrong with being selfish.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
And
good
I think that applies to kind of everything that we've been
Yeah,
saying here
exactly.
today.
Yep.
You got to take care of yourself, and sometimes that means not always being there for your sibling when they ask for your help with something, and sometimes it means making strong boundaries and saying you can't push me around. It's always difficult to deal with this stuff when this is all in the family, especially if you have to live with these people. One thing that's really important to keep in mind is that everything changes when you either go to college or when you move out or when they do.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I just want you to keep in mind that everything is impermanent in a good way. So let's keep that in mind. As much as it's great to try and make these things work, we all have had family things where it's not going to happen. I'm not saying that these situations are that, but if you feel that way, things will change. Things will get better. You will find space for yourself, or they will. So on that mixed but mostly positive note, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Thank you all for being on the show. You've given some
Thank
great
you.
advice. There was one more question that we'll have to get to next time, but that's just something for you guys to watch out for. If you have a question, leave it in the comments. Thanks again for watching. We will catch you later.